On the road to Macstock with Kirschen Seah. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by MacVoices Magazine, our free magazine on Flipboard and on the web. Want to cut through all the noise and find out what you can do with your Apple gear? MacVoices Magazine focuses on just that, aggregating the best how-to articles and information. Get it by searching for MacVoices in the Flipboard app or visiting macvoices.com/magazine. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, we are on the road to Macstock in Crystal Lake, Illinois, coming up in July. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. We hope you will join us. What we do with the road to Macstock is we talk to the presenters and let them give you a taste of what they'll be presenting and what you can expect to learn. This time around, we are back with our friend Kirschen Seah. She has been a longtime Macstock speaker, and her sessions are always intense. Kirschen, it's great to see you.
Good to see you too, Chuck. Macstock comes again this year. It's a special year, Macstock 10 with an X in the name.
It seems like it was just a year ago that we started doing this and meeting our friends and all, and now 10 years later, actually, it's Macstock 10, but there were a couple drop balls in there because of the pandemic. But bottom line is we're going to be there. I just said that your session. Yeah, I just said your sessions are always intense. What are you going to give that intense treatment to this year?
This year, my name's Kirschen, and I buy very expensive accessories for my iPhone. The last accessory I bought that was terribly expensive was a car. It's an accessory for the iPhone because I had to make sure, and it's a requirement for all my new cars that we buy, Sarah and I buy, that it has to have CarPlay. And CarPlay is a neat facility that you can run in your car that would give you up-to-date information, let you make calls, do maps and navigation. And so one of the things I look for in the new car is it's got to have CarPlay. And the title of my talk this year at Macstock is CarPlay Jumpstart. And the whole idea is to help people understand that if you've got a vehicle that has CarPlay, here's what you can do with it. Here are its capabilities. Here's what you need to do about setting it up, and looking into all the various applications and classes of applications you can do with CarPlay in your car. And if you happen to have really lots of money, there's another version of CarPlay called CarPlay Ultra. I forget exactly what it is, but it's the one which you get if you buy an Aston Martin. That lets you integrate CarPlay into the instrumentation on the car as well. So it's a lot more in-depth integration. So I'll be talking about the general version of CarPlay that you can get in most modern vehicles. And we'll look at why you want to run CarPlay, especially with a lot of states in the US and around the world, countries around the world, requiring you to use your phones and other devices in the car as you're a driver, that you have to use them hands-free. So you cannot be holding your iPhone when you're driving, and you want to have the ability to look at maps on the iPhone, especially if you're trying to navigate to a house or a destination. And we'll look at how you can achieve that using CarPlay. Essentially, CarPlay is a remote screen for your iPhone with big, friendly, easy to touch icons and content such as audio. You can play music, you can stream internet radio stations. We listen to the BBC Radio 2, for example, and BBC has an app, and you can use other third-party apps like TuneIn. Even Apple Music lets you stream BBC, so you can listen to stations through your iPhone and control them using large touch screen that comes with your car, assuming you got CarPlay. So that's one of the things. We want to look at CarPlay, what you can do with it, why would you want to use it, and how would you set it up, configure it, and then all the capabilities that you can get with it. And go ahead.
Well, this sounds, I mean, to me, this strikes me as a valuable session because I think a lot of us, and I was guilty for a long time of it, you plug it in, CarPlay pops up on your screen, and you think, okay, I learned how to rearrange the widgets for the 1, 2, or 3 that I use most frequently. And then you kind of forget about the others. And that plus the fact that this will be really timely because, of course, Macstock is in July. We have WWDC coming up in, June. So there hopefully will be some new, fresh information about CarPlay and what you can do with it with the S-Lady as well.
Yeah, indeed, especially with the new updates to the AI-driven. I prefer that term that I heard in Macstock. I forget who it was, but he called her Sheila. And Sarah and I both call her Sheila as well. So, and have the Australian voice on my phone. But the other things you can do, you can listen to audiobooks, podcasts, you can stream radio stations. Right now in 26.4 that just dropped last Tuesday, apparently you can get a conversational chat GPT with it. So useful, very, very useful. And we'll look at all the different apps that you can use, especially if you're on a road trip, what you can do to help you find your way around, especially at exits, is figure out if you're how many more miles to the next gas station, for example. Is there an exit nearby that has a EV charger? Stuff like that. So lots of interesting things. And I'm really excited about this because as you said, Chuck, a lot of people have got vehicles that got CarPlay built in, and now let's try to build the case for leveraging that latent capability in your car.
Kirschen, some of this is probably going to depend on which car you have. But are you a proponent of having CarPlay in the car and the phone tucked into the dash? Or do you like to have it as like two displays up with the CarPlay for your car on one screen and then your phone itself on a phone mount of some kind nearby so you can see both?
Yeah, that's a good point, Chuck. The way we use CarPlay in our car is CarPlay comes in 2 flavors. You can have wireless CarPlay, which connects the display to the phone via Wi-Fi within the car, direct Wi-Fi connection, or you can plug the phone and charge the phone and have wired CarPlay. We've opted to use wireless CarPlay because that's one less cable. We have a little MagSafe charging puck in the car plugged into one of the USB-C ports in the car. So we charge the phone at the same time as it's sending information to CarPlay. So we use the main display that's provided in the car entertainment system or infotainment system, as it were, exclusively for CarPlay. So it's a consistent interface in between. The CarPlay provides a consistent interface between all the different cars that you drive. Now, you would have to configure each one with the widgets and apps the way you like it for each individual vehicle, but with screen capture things and shuffle things around. And we'll talk about that also, how you can tweak it the way you would like it on all your vehicles to get what I would say a common and consistent interface. Because if you drive a Ford and you've got and you're on vacation and you rented a car, it's a Toyota, you can run CarPlay, and you'll have the same experience on both vehicles.
Some of the stuff for CarPlay owners, they might say, well, of course I know that. But I've already heard a couple things here that maybe I knew, maybe I didn't, but at the very least, you've reminded me. It's like, yeah, I haven't thought about that for a while. I haven't used that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a great session, and I especially. Well, we've had these discussions on the live show a number of times. There are a few manufacturers out there who are saying, no, we're stepping away from CarPlay. We're developing our own, and I don't understand what the logic. Well, I think there's some financial motivations, but I don't understand the logic of just saying we're going to alienate a certain segment of the market. And by the way, it's the iPhone owning segment, and there are a lot of iPhones out there, so therefore it's a pretty significant segment of the market.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens there with respect to the car manufacturers, because it's if manufacturer A decides to drop CarPlay, manufacturer B supports it wholeheartedly, which would you pick if the features are exactly the same? You and you're an iPhone owner, unless you had brand loyalty, you might decide one or the other. But um, I would pick one that has CarPlay, mainly because I have way too many devices and I want a consistent interface between all my vehicles. Um, Also, most importantly, if you have an older vehicle, one that's pre CarPlay, we'll talk about other third party add-ons you could put in your car that to give you CarPlay. You can get third party little screens, which are actually complete CarPlay computers that are powered by the car, with touch screens that your iPhone can connect to and give you CarPlay. You can remove your uh, pre-built built-in entertainment system and replace it with one that supports CarPlay. And there are many options for car owners to have a CarPlay like experience. I remember when our cars did not have CarPlay, I would mount my iPhone in a landscape position, have large push buttons triggering scripts, or having large tiles for maps and music, and then use it as a CarPlay-esque display. So, and if I couldn't reach the display, I'd be triggering things using my Apple Watch, which is on my wrist, or I could yell at the Sheila on the display and see what happens there. So yell at the phone. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but now all our vehicles have got CarPlay, and it's such a integrated experience. It integrates also with the car's audio and and microphone system. So CarPlay will pick up using the car's microphones. Anything you say to Sheila, and it'll trigger all those actions on your phone. It's pretty powerful.
I'm really glad to hear you say that you're going to talk about the third party options, because there are a lot of folks who do have either cars that were pre CarPlay or cars that are opting not to include CarPlay, new or old. And so one way or another, if you want it, you can get CarPlay in your vehicle. And so
That is true.
I love the fact that you're going to cover all of it.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, there's a lot of options. If you don't have it, you can add it. And if you've got it, there's so many things you can do with it.
So, Will, since some of us would like to see it, will you be driving the Aston Martin to Macstock so we can all see CarPlay Ultra?
Not this year. Not this year. It's unfortunately I can't get in it. It's about this big. I do have an Aston Martin. It is about this big. It's an Aston Martin DB5, from Goldfinger that I bought when I was a kid. Had all the working parts, so you can call me car crazy, but yeah.
That's all right. Well, okay,
Yeah.
so that might be Macstock 2027 that you bring the Aston and you can show it off then.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. Crossing my fingers for the Powerball.
Well, now we know what the first purchase will be if Kirschen wins the Powerball.
Got to support CarPlay though.
Yeah, exactly. Kirschen, we're starting to record these a little bit earlier than normal, so I don't think Mike has given out the speaker codes for Macstock. But
Yeah.
you told me you have a plan for the folks that listen to this and
Yeah.
want to use your speaker code.
Yep. Yep. Once I get the speaker code, I'll publish it on my website, my blog website, freerangecoder.com. And it'll be right there if you want to pick that up and get a discount off your Macstock tickets. Definitely encourage you all to come. I've seen some of the titles for the upcoming presentations. I'm really excited already, especially with that one extra day for content creators and media creating people. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Every year, Mike thinks of new and novel things to ramp up the excitement that goes on in this conference.
And it's funny how he added a third day a couple of years ago. Now he's added a fourth day, and you think, boy, that's a long time. And the weekend starts, the long weekend now starts, and it's over. It's amazing how fast it goes.
Know.
Because there's so many great people and great presentations and so much information you're pulling in that the days just disappear.
Yeah, I love the time to interact and mingle. Also, not only with the participants and all those people who come. Great seeing old friends every year, and seeing new people as well, especially with new people coming up to put up presentations. It's an amazing atmosphere to exchange ideas and learn new things. At least 5.
Gee, I wonder where that came from.
I have no idea. I'm not getting caught.
No, you make a really good point that we talk a lot about old friends, just like I guess after you've been going to an event this many years, you tend to think of them that way. But every year I meet new people, new friends, and I think that's true of all of us. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, if whenever this gets published, I will make sure that when I get Kirshen's code, I will also add it to the show notes of this episode, so you'll have 2 places to find it. So the first is, of course, freerangecoder.com. Second is MacVoices and this particular episode. Kirschen, I'm looking forward to seeing you and everybody else, and it's going to be another great year.
Indeed. Thank you, Chuck. See you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. Folks, we will see you, I hope, in Crystal Lake, Illinois for Macstock in July. Check out the Macstock website at macstockconference.com. That's where all the information is. You can get signed up and join Kirschen, join me, join all of our friends and all the presenters that you'll be hearing from on the road to Macstock. Until the next time, and as always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.